up? How's it going? How's it hanging? Why can I hear myself? It's because I have Twitch on. Ha! Hello, what up? Wow, that was a fun intro. How's it going? Welcome to the Wrestle Story. I'm Maven. Generally, there's a Mr. Gleen here, but not today. I'm flying solo. I do this every once in a while, and well, here I am. So, tonight, NXT, AEW. Well, here we are once again. So, hello James, welcome to the chat. What is up? How you doing? This week's shows were, well, AEW was good. I really enjoyed AEW, and NXT was fine. Like, nothing crazy, though, per usual. But it was fine. It was okay. So, yeah. Hello, people. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Just, chatting about wrestling. So, give me just a second. We're gonna talk about NXT first, because it was the lamer show. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that first. So, we were told we're getting a big announcement earlier today. William Regal said there was a huge announcement for tonight's NXT. So, he put out this tweet, and I'm going to find it, because he said something that made people think that he was going to be, like, stepping down as GM. So, his tweet said, serving as the general manager of NXT has been an incredible honor. To see the men and women of this brand over the last couple of months has been inspiring. Tonight's major announcement will be yet another step forward for NXT. And so everybody was like, no, he's like stepping down as GM. This sucks. We don't want that. Because he's a good GM. He's like the best GM they've had in a long time. Like in WWE as a whole. He does his job really well. He only shows up when he needs to. And so that's why everybody loves him being the general manager. So that's what everybody thought it was going to be. Just kidding, though. It was Keithley. Hey, Colin, what's up? Keithley, NA champion. NA champion? Really? North American champion? Really? Yeah, so, the announcement was that Keithley's relinquishing the North American Championship because he thinks that, he wants to give other people opportunities. He wants the NXT talent to thrive, and if he's holding both those belts, he doesn't feel that that's the case. So, he's relinquishing the North American title. He's keeping the NXT title, and that is that. Okay, then. I don't quite see the purpose for this. Does that make sense? Like, the only reason they did that match to unify the titles would be to get the belt off of Cole. And then Lee, just relinquished his title. Okay. Why? It doesn't make... I guess it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. So, whatever. Keithley's not the North American champion anymore. There's going to be a ladder match at TakeOver 30. I think that's what they're calling it. And it's going to be a ladder match. And people are qualifying for it. So that's kind of nice. So then people, get a reason to be put in the match. So yeah, I guess it's cool, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference whether Keithley's holding both titles or not, honestly. It is kind of weird. It is a little bit weird. I don't know, the purpose of, giving Keithley both the titles only to then have him relinquish one doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever. It was probably, like I said, more so just to get the title off of Adam Cole, and they wanted to put it on Keithley, but Keithley also happened to be the North American champion, so they were like, well, we'll just put it on him anyways, and then go from there. So, I don't know. I would imagine they're gonna do something with Adam Cole, since, you would think the goal was, they took the belt off of him for a reason, right? So, I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of have to see. You know, whatever. It's fine, I guess. Tournament, ladder match, it'll be great. Yo, what's up? Give me a whole yap podcast. How's it hanging? So, and Mr. G, what up? Welcome to the chat. Mr. Gleen is not here in person. He's there on the screen. So, there you go, folks. He's in the chat. You can chat to him in there. Yeah, swapping the titles like that seems stupid. Yeah, it does. And I don't quite understand it, but I guess whatever. He's slacking on the job, Mr. G. So after this, we get Killian, Dane versus Dexter, Loomis. This was a fine match. Did I care for it? Like, storyline-wise? No. I mean, not really. It's, like, fine. But whatever. So Dexter, Loomis won. Are we shocked by this? No. Because, well, Killian Dane was never winning this match. Killian Dane was never gonna win this match. Like, at all. So Dexter Loomis, he won. I would imagine, here's what I think they're gonna do with Dexter Loomis. I think he's going to continue being built up over the next several months. After that, I think we're obviously leading to Keithley versus, I almost called him Karrion Kross at TakeOver 30, I would imagine. That's what we're getting to, right? So Keithley's losing the NXT title there too. Kross. And then I think we're going to get Kross versus Loomis. Because I think that would be a fun match. Both of those guys are kind of, I don't know, they're very similar. Kross is the guy that just, like, wants to beat everyone up, I suppose, you know? But he's also kind of has a plan for things. And Dexter Loomis is just kind of like, you can't beat me up, dude. You know, you can try, but it doesn't really work. So, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun watching Loomis and Kross have a match and a feud over the NXT title. And I think that's where we're headed, just because of the way that Dexter Loomis has been built up. And I think there could be a fun story there. Where is Mr. Gleen? Not here. You got me. 'Cause I'm great. So, Mr. G was in a fight with a dragon. He's playing John Cena. You can't see him. Ha. Oh, man. So, yeah. Give Loomis the North American belt. I'd be fine with that, I guess. I don't know. I'd be fine with it, but I feel like building him up for the NXT title would, like, mean more. You know? And it'd make more sense to me. But, I mean, whatever. If they give him a title regardless, it'll be great. What's up, Maven? Not much. So we then get a Roddy interview, and Roderick, Bronson Reed, and Johnny Gargano, who also come, you know, to hang out during this interview. All three of them are in a qualifier match later in the show to determine who gets added to the ladder match at TakeOver for the North American title. So all three of them, essentially what this is, they're just arguing over who's better and who's going to win the match tonight. So, great. After this, we get Everest versus Breezango. It's fine. Again, another, like, whatever tag team match, right? I don't know. I just, there's a lot on NXT now that I just don't care for. That just feels like filler content. And that it doesn't matter what happens, and I'm given no reason to care about it, and this is kind of one of those situations. Just, you know, whatever. It was a fine tag team match, nothing terrible about it. Breezango won. Did they already have their match with Imperium for the tag team titles? Did that already happen? Somebody enlighten me, because I don't remember if it happened or not. I know they were supposed to have a match, but I don't remember if it was, like, already happened or not. Because I don't know if Imperium is, like, around right now. So, who knows? So the game is Minium. Every time someone asks where Mr. G is, you have to come up with a more elaborate story than the last. All right. Man. Or that I'd be fine with giving him the main belt too. The NXT tag division sucks. Yes. I can agree with that. You know, whatevs. So after this, we get Aaliyah versus Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi won the match, and after Mercedes Martinez attacks her, okay, she beat Aaliyah. Again, this is just an ongoing feud that, again, I don't care for. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me, because Shotzi, till this point, has lost so many matches that it's, like, I don't know. I don't know why she's losing over and over and over and over and over again. But she beat Aaliyah tonight. So I guess that's a win for the people. Yeehaw. And Mercedes Martinez, she's aligning herself with the Robert Stone brand. Good idea, bad idea. Maybe it'll make the Robert Stone brand more legitimate, which would be cool. That'd be cool, I guess, to make it more legit. I thought that's kind of what they were going to do, was attempt to add people into it that could make it not a joke. That's what I thought they were going to do with Rhea, but then they didn't, and Rhea just threw Robert Stone into a trash bin. So, whatever. Do it with Mercedes Martinez. It'll probably end up with her, like, leaving eventually. Like, turning on Robert Stone and his brand. But maybe not. Maybe they'll stick together for a bit. Whatever. Mercedes Martinez. Really good. So, it's cool. It's cool, man. Oh. So, yeah. That was that. What is happening in the chat? Can we just address that real quick? Like, I'm up here talking about wrestling. And you're kind of talking about wrestling, but not really. This is what happens when Mr. G leaves the show. Except, Mr. G is also in the chat fueling the fire. Thank you very much. So, next, we got a Swerve Scott and Santos video. Are they building to a feud with them? I don't remember if these two have been feuding over the last couple weeks. I'd have to go back and look at the notes because I truly don't remember. I thought we were doing the Santos and Drake Maverick feud. That's who it was. And I don't remember Isaiah Swerve Scott being involved with that. Is he just going after the Cruiserweight Championship? Is that what's happening here? Solo tonight, it seems. Yes. I'm solo, man. What is up, export? I'm talking about wrestling. It's a head you gotta be worried about. So, yeah, I don't know. This is just kind of random and out of nowhere, because I truly don't remember these guys, like, being in a feud, or doing something together, but whatever. Cool. Fine with me. We then get Bronson Reed versus Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong. This is the North American Championship qualifier match. This took up, like, the better portion of the end of the show. Well, I guess the middle of the show. I don't know. It felt like it went on forever, though. So, Bronson Reed actually won this, and I was a bit shocked with that. Like, I wasn't expecting Bronson Reed to win. I'm cool with it, because I think the dude has a lot of talent, and I think that he could be a huge star, and so giving him the win kind of gives him maybe some of the confidence to be a bigger star, you know? So he's going to the TakeOver 30 North American ladder match. You can't see me. Yeah. Mr. G. He stubbed his toe. That's my I don't know. I don't have any elaborate stories to add on to this to make people go, oh, what did he do? Why is he not on the show? I'm sorry. This is why, give me a whole, yeah, you should just take over doing that. You just tell the people where Mr. G is. You just inform them, okay? You inform them where Mr. G has gone and all go along with it. Cool? Cool. Glad we're on the same page there. So, what? Aunt told me every time somebody new comes in the chat and is like, where's Mr. Gleen? You have to make a story better than the last. And I can't do that. So, I'm putting Give Me a Whole Yeah in charge of it. So, yeah. That's what we're doing. So, after this, we got a really good match that I rather enjoyed. Timothy Thatcher versus Oney Lurkin. I love both of these dudes. Both of these dudes are just fighters. Like, Timothy Thatcher is... He just wants to break people's arms. He's kind of... I like to think of him as the... Shayna Baszler. The not Shayna Baszler of the, NXT division now. He's the equivalent of Shayna Baszler, for the men's division. So, that's what I think of him as. And he's just great. I didn't really like him at first. But then he did all this stuff with Riddle. And then he moved on from that and turned on Riddle. And it's great. And I'm loving what they're doing with him. Same thing with Oney Lurkin. Oney Lurkin is another... His name is really hard to say. Oney Lurkin. He is also very good. He's a brawler. And, yeah, hard-hitting matches. That's what this was. And he's way better than Baszler will ever be. Hey, what do you have against Shayna Baszler? Shayna Baszler's pretty freaking great. So... why you gotta insult her like that? Did you see the video of her on Raw Talk from Monday with R-Truth and she nearly died laughing? Like, you should check it out if you didn't, because she's great. Like, in all aspects of everything. Wrestling, promos, beating people up. She's good at it all. Like, how can you not like her? Sorry, Shayna sucks. She's on. Maven yet. I love Shayna. She's amazing. I very much so dislike Shayna Baszler at first, but I like her now. Kind of funny how Truth can break anyone's character, even Shayna's. Yeah, man, he's so good at what he does. He's just genuinely funny. And so, like, she just is. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Mr. G has gone to find out. Yep, that's precisely where he's gone. He's gone to see what The Rock is cooking. Yes. Hey Xandel, what's up? Well, need to agree to disagree on that one, Maven. She's amazing. She is, what? Straight out attack and not flashy. Not. I can only see half the chat. There we go. I can see it all now. Sorry, had to fix that. She's straight out. She is straight out attack and not flashy. The way you typed that made no sense. Just so you're aware. Like, I have no idea. I agree. She's like a straight up, like, I'm just gonna go out there and beat people up and she doesn't have all this, like, flashy business. Yeah, that's true, if that's what you're trying to say. But, oh man. So, Thatcher won this match. He pinned Lurkin. Loved it. Thought it was great. We then get the main event. Read it correctly and you will figure it out. I did. She is straight out attack and not flashy. I guess it makes more sense when I read it slowly, but still, should have reworded it, man, because it didn't make a whole lot of sense. At least to me, it didn't. So, Cross versus Dijakovic. This is another fine segment. It was a decent match. Lee shows up in the middle of it. Cross, murders Dijakovic. And that's that. So, we're building to their match with at TakeOver. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's cool. Doesn't really, you know, it's not shocking. It's not surprising. We knew this is where they were going. So, yeah. Mr. Gleen says, agree with me or you're grounded. I had to say it because he's not brave enough. Oh, man. That's funny. So, that was NXT. It was fine. It was fine. Nothing too special. I guess I can't speak. I guess the best parts of it were probably the Timothy Thatcher and Oney Lurkin match. Like, I really enjoyed that. Everything else, I don't know, was just really predictable. Like, just a lot of filler content that I just don't care about. So, whatever. It's fine. If you like NXT, that's great. Right now, it's just not my cup of tea. And it hasn't been for the last 6 months. So, it is what it is. So, I only watched the main events, TBH. Yeah, because that was about the only, like, important part of the show. This is the first time I watched only AEW. Well, you're in luck. We're going to get to that right now. I really enjoyed this week's AEW. I think top to bottom, it was a great show. And, like, it didn't feel like you were sitting there for 2 hours watching the show, you know? And so that's what I love about AEWs is if I was just only watching NXT, I would, like, die. Because the show is just, there's nothing on it that's entertaining to me right now. And there's nothing on it that, like, makes it speed by. So, like, the 2 hours that I'm sitting there are going to feel like an eternity because I don't care about anything on that show, you know? And AEW is the exact opposite. It moves along quickly. Every segment flows into the next. And I enjoyed pretty much everything that happened here. So, you know, it's great. And I enjoyed this week's AEW show. So, we start the show off with Cody's TNT Championship Open Challenge. Eddie Kingston showed up. Eddie Kingston. I believe, don't quote me on this, he was in Impact at one point in time. He was working on NWA, I believe. I think. Maybe he wasn't working on NWA, but I'm pretty sure I saw him on there once. So, I've heard of the dude. I've seen a few of his matches. I've, you know, done a bit of research on him. I know enough to be, you know, semi-dangerous. Slightly. You know, so I was pleasantly surprised to see him on AEW tonight. I enjoyed AEW. It's so good. We had a celebrity join our watch-along. Minnie M from the Wrestle Story rocked. Yeah, I was watching the shows. I watched NXT and AEW. I was taking notes on both shows, and I was hanging out with Gimme a Whole Yeah on their watch-along to AEW. So I've had an eventful evening. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, Eddie Kingston. Was glad to see him on here. This was fun. He cut a promo to begin with, and then they got into the match, and it was great. I really enjoyed this. They got out thumbtacks, and I was a happy camper because I love thumbtacks. Like, I'm a sucker for using thumbtacks at matches. I really am. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about it that they don't do it very often, so I feel like it's so special when they do, and it's so entertaining to me. Like, just, and there it is. And they're throwing in thumbtacks. And it's great. And I love it. Does this mean NWA is dead? I mean, a lot of guys from NWA are showing up on AEW. So, I don't think NWA is dead. Now, again, don't quote me on this because I don't follow NWA that closely. But I don't know, maybe they've worked out a deal where 90% of the time they're at, you know, they can go wherever. Maybe that's how they have their contracts set up. Who knows? So, yes. This was a fun match. Really enjoyed this. Cody ended up winning. Week after week, Cody's just looking more and more like a heel. And I'm kind of looking forward to him turning. I really am. I think that it's gonna add to the division, I think. You know, Cody's already there, and we've seen Cody be this great babyface. But I'm just excited to see him do something different, you know? So I think it'll be fun when he inevitably turns heel. Now, the question is he going to turn heel on everybody? Is he going to turn heel on everybody and Arn? Is he going to turn heel on Arn by himself? I don't know. I've heard the rumors that there's going to be a new Four Horsemen, and it's going to be Cody and Adam Page and FTR. I don't know. I like the idea of a new Four Horsemen, but I don't think I love Cody being involved with it. You know, I kind of want Cody to be his own separate thing and just go be a heel on his own and not really be a part of this group. You know? Does that make sense? Only good thing I heard about that show is that they're having a tournament to crown women's tag champions, copying WWE. They will do it better than WWE, probably. Is that how WWE did it? I really can't remember. Nick Aldis on AEW. I'd be down for that, man. I think it would be fun. Cody turn is going to be great. It's on the edge. It really is. And that also will be fun. If Nick Aldis shows up in AEW will be the best promotion, and it won't even be close. Yeah. You got your sauces. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You never know. Agreed, Mr. G. Yeah, I think that if they're already such a stacked show, and they have such an amazing roster, and they know what to do with them, and their roster might be, or might not be, you know, like WWE's, where they have 47 billion people that work for them, but that's completely fine. And that's what makes them different and better than WWE, because they know how to use their people. They don't need all of this talent to do what they need to do. They know how to divide them up. They know how to let them go out there and do what they need to do. They know how, you know, to let everybody get their moment to shine and not just focus on one person. And that's what I love about what they're doing. And, you know, if they get Nick Aldis and Nick Aldis shows up, I mean, he is so amazingly great. And I think not only would he be a great addition for, like, the roster and, like, wrestling-wise, but I feel like he has, based on all the interviews I've seen and stuff, I feel like he's a really good person to have backstage, and he knows what he's doing, and he's helpful with all this talent, and I think he could be, you know, a great, you know, sort of backstage mentor for people too. So, you know, all around he'd be a great person to put on their show. So, yeah. Who would you put in the group instead of Cody? Well, see, I think it's going to be Paige and FTR. I have no idea who the fourth member is going to be. Maybe somebody a surprise? Maybe Shawn Spears? Maybe not Shawn Spears? I mean, who knows? Because who knows? Not I. But I'm intrigued to see what they do, nevertheless. So, after this, we get a Moxley promo. He's talking about Brian Cage and Taz and, like, torn muscles and stuff, and that's what this was about. So, after this, we get MJF versus Jobber. Not Jobber, just kidding. This is actually a decent thing. Griff Garrison, I think is what his name was. Garrison? I don't know. It was something along the lines of that. I didn't quite see, or for that matter, you know, pay enough attention to what the dude's name was. So it was like close to that. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. This is enjoyable. If more squash matches were like this, I would like them a lot better. You know, MJF kind of, he got on the mic mid-match and kind of cut a promo and talked about, you know, how this dude sucks and he's the greatest on the roster. And it was just great. MJF being MJF. It's so, so amazing. So MJF won the match. Everybody knew that was going to happen. But it was still great. And I really enjoyed it. And it was still entertaining. And it was not like a WWE squash match where it's like 2 minutes in the ring and he's like dead, you know? It was so much better than that. It got drawn out a little bit. The jobber got to show off their talent some. And it was good. It was enjoyable. I'd have Aldis come in, take the AEW title, then take it to NWA, defend it there. A wonderful way for AEW to help NWA out and establish future relationships between the two. I agree. AEW is getting better. Yes. Guess you can say I'm biased when it comes to WWE and Impact. At least they put their women out there, and I mean more than that one match. I'm going to talk about the women in a second. Paige is more of a lone wolf. I agree with that. But I also think that he's gonna join a group with FTR. I feel like the seeds are kind of planted, and I think that it's gonna work. And I will watch it. That's for sure. Because I love FTR, and I love Adam Page, and like, a team together. Say what? You get my vote. So after this, we got Britt Baker and Reba backstage. Reba started off with Tony, and she was, you know, they were talking about Britt, and they showed pictures from, you know, her nose being fixed, and she was like, first, let me set the record straight, my name is not and then Britt calls for her to come into the room, and Reba has this look on her face like, ugh, you know, so when Britt comes back, they're 100% feuding, and I'm 100% down for it, because, like, while I've never seen Reba wrestle, her character work has been really great working with, you know, Baker, and they have really great chemistry, and so I think that feud would be a great one to start with when Baker comes back. In my opinion, it's the best 2 hours of wrestling. For me, this Dynamite was better than Extreme Rules. Yes, that is true. It was better than Extreme Rules. It was also better than NXT tonight. Just saying. So, this was fun. Baker and Reba. Can't wait for them to feud. I would assume that Baker getting her nose, like, fixed, did she not get it, like, after Sheeta broke it, did she just leave it? Or did she have it, like, you know, just fixed up for the time being? And then when she messed up her knee, or didn't mess up her knee, who knows if that's real or not, she then was like, well, I'm going to fix my nose too while I'm here because I haven't done it yet and I'm out, so I don't know, whatever. I just was like, interesting. So, it's a great feud. They should never have put that promo in the middle of the women's match. Poor form. Agreed. Cage versus Taz. What? No, Cage and Taz, they cut a promo talking to Mox and then addressing Darby Allin. Then Darby Allin comes out and Ricky Starks comes out behind and is like, nope, not today, and attacks Darby Allin, and then Starks and Cage beat up Darby Allin, and that's that. So, sweet. I'm cool with it. This is, you know, this is good. It's getting Ricky Starks involved somewhere. I don't know, is he gonna, like, work with Taz? Cage versus Taz, dude, that would be awesome. I don't know, maybe we'll get it at some point. So, I mean, it would be awesome, it would be really cool, but that's not what I meant to say. They came out and got a promo. So Ricky Stark's working with Taz, if that's gonna be like a thing now, and he's gonna join up with the two of them. I'm cool with it. It gets his name out there, and Taz knows how to cut a promo, so it could help him out, you know, greatly if he, you know, can't cut a promo, but I'm pretty sure he can because I'm pretty sure I've seen Ricky Starks cut promos before and they've been pretty good. So, you know, whatever. It works for me. After this, we get the announcement that we are getting a women's tag tournament. Did they ever say that it's 4 tag titles? Because I don't recall them saying it was 4 tag titles, but maybe it was. I don't know. Women's tag tournament. Was the word championship in there? I truly am going to have to look this up now because I don't. What I wrote down was women's tag tournament. I didn't write down whether it was for championships or not. AEW. Search, search, search. Women's tag team tournament. Yeah, it never says that it's 4 championships. It just says that it's a women's tag team tournament. So, I don't know. Who knows? How do they have a tag tournament? They don't even have enough women. The tag tournament is... 1 second, if you give me 2 minutes to find this. 1 second, hold on just a minute. Where did it go? I legit just had it. I'm gonna have to scroll down this page to find it. I believe they said that it's 8 teams? 8 teams and 16 women? Is that what they said? I'll find it. I think that's what they said. Do they really have enough women? I will go with a team of Allie and Chris Statlander. 16 women, 8 teams. It's the AEW Women's Tag Team Cup Tournament, the Deadly Draw. It's not 4 tag titles. It's for the... It said Women's Tag Team Cup. Okay, then. Alright. I don't know what that means, but okay. It's something else to watch, you know? So, whatever, I'm cool with it. So, I think it's going to be more so of they might bring in some outside women, because right now they don't necessarily, it doesn't seem like they have enough, you know, looking at their roster, but who knows? So, cool. All the tournaments in AEW have been great storytelling so far, though. I agree. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's showcasing the women, and that's what I think is the big standout for this, you know, to give the women something to do, to that isn't for the women's championship, right? So I'm cool with it. I think it's like the Crockett Cup. Now you're gonna have to explain what that is, because I've heard the name before, but I don't technically actually know what it's like for. What is it, like a best tag team in the world type of thing? It will eventually lead to tag titles if it gets enough interest. Yeah, it will. So after this, we get Butcher and Blade versus the Young Bucks in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was also very enjoyable. I love the Young Bucks, and honestly, I am pleasantly surprised with Butcher and Blade. I have not been that, like, fond of them over the last several months. I feel like they're the one tag team that really wasn't built up that well, in my opinion. So I was pleasantly surprised with what they did with the words. English. I was pleasantly surprised with what they did with them. So yeah, enjoyed this. It was Falls Count Anywhere. The Young Bucks ended up winning. It was great. They did like swanton bombs onto a table, and it was amazing. It was epic. This was an awesome match out of nowhere. Yeah, I think they told us last week that this was happening, but I don't remember for sure. And I totally forgot about it if they did. So it was very good. I enjoyed it. I feel like there's like never a Young Bucks match that I hate. Right? Like, they just always, no matter what they do, it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter who they're against, it doesn't matter what the match style is supposed to be. They always deliver, and it's always so good, and they can make any tag team look good. And I feel like you don't always see that, right? There's not always this team or this person that can put somebody over like I've noticed that the Young Bucks can, right? Young Bucks are extremely versatile. I 100% agree. They are so great. And I love everything that they've been doing. And I hope they continue doing it. So, it's great, man. Young Bucks won. Great match. We then get Lance Archer backstage, and he's beating people up. I don't know who it was in the dressing room that he threw around, but there were two people, and he, like, messed up a ceiling tile or something, I think, if I recall. And then the interviewer dude came in. Where is Mr. Gleen? He is, interviewing The Rock. So, he's not here. He's interviewing The Rock and hoping that he gets on his next movie. So, he unfortunately, The Rock is, The Rock. And so, he was like, yeah, I can only do this interview at this time. And he was like, yeah. So, unfortunately, he's not here. It sucks, man, but it's great. He's interviewing The Rock. I wish it was me, but it's not. Because, yeah. So, for real? Yeah, he's interviewing The Rock. He just put in a message in the chat because he, was talking to us, but he's interviewing The Rock. So, yeah. Your lying face looks a lot like Vincent's I'm not sleepy face. Hi, Forgetty, what's up? Oh, man. No, I'm being dead serious. He's interviewing The Rock. You can ask him. He'll tell you. Give me a whole yak and tell him, too. He knew. We're the reason we got the interview. Because, Dom is, real close with The Rock. They're, best buds. And he was like, well, before I interview him, I'm going to let you guys interview him, so here you go. And we were like, oh, really? And The Rock was more than willing to do it. But he has a very busy schedule, so we could only do it during this time. So, that's why I'm here, It is what it is. So, next, we got Diamante versus Eve Elise. This is a good match. Okay, that's over-exaggerating a little bit. It was decent. I think definitely both of them can improve. I told Miniam she had to get more and more extreme with her stories on where Mr. G is. She's doing well. Mr. G is just having a dad nap. Well played, Miniam. Awesome. See, the thing is, I got little fettuccine to believe it for a minute until I started laughing. So, it is what it is, man. See, I'm pretty good at this. I could be an actor. See, this is why I should have been interviewing The Rock. Could have shown him my acting skills, right? I was out all day and fell asleep when I got back home and missed the shows. Yeah. So, there he is. That's the actual story. Hashtag dad nap. So, Diamante versus Eve Elise. This was a fine match. It was decent. It was good. It was whatever. I think both of them have room to improve. I want to see more from Eve Elise. I do. I'm very intrigued with her. I think she has, a very unique look. I think she's got the red hair. It makes her stand out a lot. I don't know. There's just something about her that I'm like, she could have star quality. She has star quality written all over her. That's what I was attempting to say. And then I screwed it up. And now I look like a doofus. So, that's the theme of the show, man. So, Diamante won, and this is fine. And cool. She's fighting Shida next week, so that's cool. It's a non-title match, but she's fighting Shida regardless, which is, good, you know? So, we then get Adam Page versus 5 of the Dark Order. Page won the match, as we all, you know, expected. Dark Order then shows up. Brody Lee is like, join us. And Adam Page is like, no, I don't really feel like joining a cult today. So I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm good. And then Dark Order's like, tisk, tisk, tisk. You shouldn't have done that. And then he got attacked. And then FTR came to rescue his butt. And then shortly thereafter, Kenny Omega showed up after everybody was done fighting. And Adam Page was kind of like, give me my beer. And then drank it. And then that was that. So, it was exciting. This is why he's joining FTR. And he's going to leave Kenny Omega in the dust. Because Kenny Omega is not willing to come out and save his butt. FTR did. So, it is what it is, you know? I'm cool with it. FTR is great. Adam Page is great. Boy, oh boy, did I miss, like, Adam Page being on TV. Adam Page is just so good. Everything about him. Like, he's got the look. He's got the character. He has the skills. The wrestling skills. It's great. He's funny. Like, he knows what he's doing. And so, it was very, like, not having him on TV for a long period of time was just, like, sad, you know? And he's back, and it's great. So, what about the new girl in Dark Order? What are they doing with her? Nothing yet, but we'll see. We'll see what goes down. This was an incredibly done segment. Omega being slightly behind FTR was gold. It really was, because it's legit setting up Adam Page to go hang with FTR now. Like, it's totally what they're doing, and I love it. And I think it's great. So next week we are getting Omega and Page versus the Dark Order in a Tag Team Championship match. Shida versus Diamante. This is, you know, again, a step up from what she did this week, which is good. Darby and Mox versus Cage and Starks in a Tornado Tag match. And Cody is defending the TNT Championship in his weekly open challenge. Anybody got any guesses on who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna come out next week and fight Cody? It kind of rhymed. Any guesses? Anybody? I have no idea. I mean, I think it could be a multitude of people. Who are they facing from Dark Order? Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. So, the legitimate team. They have several storylines where they could go in several directions. 100% agree. Who's Cody fighting next week? Me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think literally Cody could fight anybody, and I wasn't expecting them to bring Eddie Kingston in this week, and they did, and I loved it, and I think it was just such a surprise, and such a good surprise, and it was nice to see, you know, some other people that are outside of AEW getting these opportunities to fight for the TNT Championship. I think it's cool that that's kind of the way they're running it. It's like, you want to challenge me? Fine. I don't care where you're from. Come on, you know, fight me, right? Mr. G's answering the open challenge. That's why he's not here. He started walking to Florida. Yes. He's answering Cody's challenge next week. You know, he wanted to get a head start so he can have a couple days to breathe in the COVID air, you know? So, man, oh man. After this, we get the main event. Jurassic Express versus Hager and Jericho. This was another good match. I enjoyed this. We get the return of Mr. Sammy Guevara. I'm so excited that he's back, dude. I'm glad he did what he needed to do to be able to come back. Yes, I'm on the road now. I would have taken a plane, but I wanted to social distance, so I decided to walk. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sammy's back, like I said. I'm glad he's back. He did what he needed to do. He did the training. It's been a couple weeks. If I recall, I'm pretty sure Aunt said like 4 weeks. It's been like 4 weeks since the incident happened with all the stuff that came up. He did his training. I mean, there's not much else you can ask him to do. He's going to be a better person, hopefully. And he's back. So, I'm happy he's back. I missed Judas, you know? Jericho's theme song is just not the same without him singing. So, I'm glad he's back, man. I am glad he's back. Hager and Jericho won this, I believe. I think. If I'm wrong, you can tell me, but I'm pretty sure that Hager and Jericho won this. Ant called him Sammy Hager, and that really made me laugh. I was like, I'm debating on calling him that for the rest of every time I see him, because Sammy Hager, I mean, yeah, it's great. So, yeah, I mean, that was the main event. It was good. Enjoyed it. Like I said, glad Sammy's back. They did win because of Sammy's help. There you go. There you go, man. So, yeah. This was good. Enjoyed it. So, that was AEW. Overall, a really good show. Like I said, top to bottom, it was great. There was not a moment that I was like, ugh, you know? And it's just also entertaining. Sammy Hager, the new Inner Circle, baby. Oh, man. So, yeah, like I said, top to bottom, great show. Loved everything on it. There are definitely some spots, you know, with the women's division. Maven, did you mention Dakota? I don't think I did. I think she had a promo on NXT, but I don't think I wrote it down. But yeah, she was on NXT talking about you and stuff, and that was like, you know, whatever. So with the women's division on AEW right now, they're very limited on what they can do because they don't have everybody. Britt broke her nose. She's out. Statlander, not around. Tore ACL. Swole is like in storyline suspended still, I think. So she hasn't been around. So they're working with who they have and who they can, you know, get that are decent. And I think, you know, that's the right thing to do. And instead of not putting on a women's segment every week, they're using who they have. And it might not always be the best, but the women are still being put out there. And I think that's what's important about the entire thing. They're doing what they can. And I would rather have that than nothing at all, you know? So I'm cool with what they're doing with the women. I think they're building their women's division up, you know, quite well. And I think they're doing everything that they can be to help them get over and stuff. So, can't wait till Friday. I get to see Dana. Not necessarily. She might not be on the show. Let's hope she's not on the show. Because, oh my gosh. No, no, no. Don't need her beating Naomi too. Nobody needs that. So, anything else to touch on real quick? Hashtag give Dana a chance. Hashtag stop fueling the fire, Mr. G. Stop. Stop. You're not helping. Not at all. Not at all. So, anyways. I'm not thinking that there's anything else to touch on. Oh, well, Impact yesterday. I didn't watch it, but I heard that they had a really good show. I saw highlights on Twitter, and a lot of people were really, you know, there's a lot of buzz surrounding Impact and their last couple of shows that they've had. Kurt Hawkins showed up. Gallows and Anderson, they were on there. EC3. Like, the Impact, I might have to check them out, because they have gotten, like, they have a lot of buzz right now. And they're getting a lot of the people that WWE was like, you're fired, you know? So, it is, I think that I'm going to have to check it out. Because I feel like I kind of want to see these people wrestle. I'm really curious to see what EC3 is going to do. Same thing with Gallows and Anderson, because I think they're another, you know, underused team they were underused in WWE. And Heath Slater's over there too, isn't he? So, I don't know. I feel like they're setting themselves up to be in business for a while, you know? They got a lot of new faces, and I think they're going to do pretty well. So, that would be the only other thing that I have, you know, to say, I think, because I don't believe there's anything else. Impact has done their job correctly then if you want to check them out. Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, they have Slater, they have EC3, they got Gallows and Anderson, Hawkins, Eric Young, he was another one. I don't even know, man. Hawkins, EC3, Gallows, Anderson, Eric Young, yep. So, they're setting themselves up, like, real well, and people are interested in what they're putting out there right now, and I think, like I said, I might have to check it out, man. I might have to check it out. So, hashtag give Liv a chance on Raw, hashtag give Dana a chance, hashtag Dana for champ, and thank you. Hashtag no. Mr. G is about to watch the West feed of AEW. Well, sweet. I don't think I have anything else to talk about, folks. We got through the show. If we can talk for another, like, 2 minutes. Oh, you can't leave yet. He might be able to offer some commentary. Well, great. Because if we can last another 2 minutes, we'll hit an hour. Like, and at least, you know, hitting an hour would be better. You know, I'm flying solo here, so hitting an hour would be great. Naomi, that's another thing I can talk about for a minute. What the heck are they doing with Naomi? Like, I don't understand what they're doing with her. And people were so abuzz on, like, last Friday's SmackDown. You know, they had hashtag Naomi deserves better. Like, that was trending because everybody's like, what is happening with Naomi? How can they possibly be doing this with her? Like, I don't understand it. And quite frankly, I don't understand it either, because Naomi is very much, like, she's very talented. She's very athletic. She has a unique gimmick that works for her. And so why would we not be pushing her to the moon, right? And I think I saw some crap that Booker T said, something about, well, she needs to put herself out there more. And it's like, dude, what is she supposed to do, right? She's there every week. She's there working her butt off, and she's given nothing. So it's not a Naomi problem. It's a Vince McMahon doesn't want to use her problem. So, Booker T, I don't understand 90% of the things that this dude says. He runs his mouth about all this, like, different stuff. And he's entitled to his opinions, and it's fine. But 90% of the time, I don't agree with them, because I feel like he just is like, oh, well, they should do this, this, and the other thing. Like, that's not necessarily the case, bro. I get it. You've been in the business for, like, 72 years. But that's not necessarily it. You can't just walk up to Vince and be like, give me what I want. You know? You're probably going to get in trouble then. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Will Eddie Kingston bring his tag team partner? I don't know. Who's his tag team partner? Did Eddie Kingston work with Santana and Ortiz in Impact? Because I feel like maybe he did, but also maybe he didn't. Somebody can correct me on this. Maybe I'll just look it up. Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston. LAX. Eddie Kingston. Then saw hashtag Naomi deserves better and put her in a better spot by keeping her away from TV and not putting her in a singing segment. She should be happy. Yes, he did work with HELIX. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. So, cool. If he's gonna do something with them, that could be cool too. If he wants to like continue with AEW. Like I said, I haven't seen much from Eddie Kingston, but from what I have seen, I've really, really enjoyed it. The dude can cut a really great promo, and you know, he's entertaining, and I want to see more of him, you know? So, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Let's see here. The start of the segment with Cody and Eddie Kingston was awesome. Yes, it was. It was. I very much so enjoyed it. So, I heard that Naomi wanted to work with Bianca Belair. She wanted to do a tag team thing with her. And I mean, I'd be down with it. It'd be cool. It'd be sweet. From what I just saw, he's decent. Well, if he's getting the Mrs. Gleen approval, then dang, he must be good. Because Mrs. Gleen, like, she watches wrestling, but she doesn't, she knows enough to be dangerous, right? She pays attention to stuff that we have on. And she always says, you know, I love AEW better than anything on WWE, right? She used to love NXT. That was her favorite brand. But then she was like, it's just not good anymore, man. It's not good. AEW is better. And I kind of have to agree. It's just better. They know what they're doing with storylines. They just let their people get over. And all of their storylines mean something. And it's not just a bunch of senseless crap thrown on your show to fill in time. Like, it's AEW is so much better. And that's why every week I continuously sit here. There's a reason I sit here every week and I say AEW is better than the NXT show that I watch. Like, it's right there. If we're comparing the two, AEW is better. It just is. There's no way around it. NXT right now, they've just kind of fallen off the wagon. Like, I don't know what has happened with them, man. Like, I don't get it. Can I just heart Cody? I mean, whatever. You're entitled to that. That's fine with me. Mrs. G isn't dangerous. She's a sweetheart. Maven, there's got to be a really good reason why you hate Dana. She's great if you give her a chance. See, Dana just sucks. She's not good. She's not good in the ring. She's the personality of a wet rag, and that's insulting to the wet rag. So, she's just not good. She's just not good. And I don't like her at all. And that's just the way it is. Just say. Oh, can I just say? Can I just say I heart Cody? There you go. See, I can't type when I'm chasing a toddler. Whatever. I mean, I knew what you were saying for the most part. So, I really don't think there's anything else, man. The thumbtacks in that match were great. Loved them. They were amazing. Yes, that's my thought. Oh, man. So, especially chasing a toddler who thinks it's his birthday. Yeah, my sister's birthday is on Friday. And she is, well, it's her birthday. That's what I'm trying to say. And my brother, 2-year-old toddler brother, mom and dad, they went and got the cake today. And that's why they were gone. And so, before they left, Mom was like, yeah, we're going to get the cake. And he was like, for my baby shark birthday? And Mom was like, no, it's not your birthday. And he sat in a ball on the floor, going, why is it not my birthday? And it was really, really funny. So, I am trying to convince him that it won't be his birthday till November. He's convinced everything. That's funny. He's being a terror. Yeah, I understand that. Happy birthday, 7th G child. So, yeah. My sister's birthday is on the Friday. This Friday. The 24th. The 24th is also the day I was diagnosed with Crohn's. So that's great. It'll be 3 years this Friday. So that was lovely. 2 years ago or so, almost 3, we were having my scope, finding out I had Crohn's on her birthday. It was great. So yeah. That is that, I think. He's saying he wants his birthday. He is so funny. Question. If they put the title on Dana, Twitter will break. Yeah, because people will be so mad that, like, Twitter will break. Yeah. Happy Crohn's anniversary. Thanks. My sister calls it my Crohn's anniversary. And so, that's great. He got mad at me yesterday because I told him he was a big boy. He said, no, I'm a baby. And I said, you're a cute baby. And he raged. That is hilarious. Oh, man. No, I'm a baby. Oh, man. He's a funny dude, man. He could have his own comedy show and it would be great. He's hilarious. The things he says and the stuff that he does is just so funny. And it kills me. It's hilarious. Please tell me you get cards and presents for that mini M. If not, you gotta have a serious sit-down chat with your folks. No, I don't get cards and presents. Hey, what's up, man? Yes, the Crohn's anniversary. We should have got you a cake, Maven. Yeah, we should have. Maybe you should take a hint from Give Me a Whole Yeah. Said something along the lines of, I should get cards and presents. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe we should take that into consideration, because I feel like we should. Also, Mrs. G, I need you to inform me of the date that my next infusion is, because it's not in the calendar, so I can inform the people whether or not we have a stream or not. I think it's next week. I think that's my infusion. It's next week. Or maybe it's the week after. I don't know. It's one of the two, but I'm pretty sure it's next week. I think. Yes, I believe it's next week. Gotta be bigger than Christmas. That's how we do it in the UK. See, yeah. Yeah. It's gotta be bigger than Christmas. I mean, I kind of, like, deserve it. Because, man oh man. July 29th, if I'm not mistaken. Of course it's a Wednesday. Man. I swear, every time they're on Wednesdays, and so then once every 8 weeks, I miss an episode of Dynamite, and I just never go back and rewatch it. So, yeah. If it's next Wednesday, we will have no show, because I will have my infusion. So, yes. We'll double check that, and we'll let you know on Friday. So, you deserve it. Oh, thank you. You deserve it. You deserve it. I just watched Cody get thrown under the thumbtacks. It was a great moment. It was a great moment, man. Loved it. Cody, thumbtacks, Eddie Kingston. It was amazing. Loved it. Epic. I have a doctor's appointment July 29th. Well, cool. High five. Buddies. You know, this might be silly to say, but I do kind of enjoy when I get to go to my infusions. It's like, sometimes I'm like, dang, I haven't had an infusion in forever. And then sometimes I'm like, I feel like I just had my infusion. And generally 9 times out of 10, because I don't see my doctor every time. I see my doctor like every other time. And I get to see my doctor this time. And so it's like, I get to see my doctor. So it's cool. It's like weird. It's like, I haven't seen my doctor in forever. And so it's like, hi, how's it going? And great. I don't know. Sometimes it's like, you know, fun to go get my infusions. I get to go sit in the infusion center for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and do nothing. Or sit and watch Netflix, or listen to music, or read a book, or whatever I get to do. I don't know, it's kind of fun. And I get to eat snacks, because they have a fridge, and it's amazing. It's like really enjoyable. And the nurse that I have, he's really nice. He's great. He's my favorite nurse. And I get him every time. He doesn't poke my vein out, which is great. At least it's not an all-day affair anymore, Maven. I mean, if it was, also, afterwards I get Panera Bread, so it's even better. Like, it's just like my day is made. But then I get home, I have like, see, the truth comes out. It's all about the food. See, in both those instances, I get to eat food while I sit there at the infusion center, and then I get to eat food after. So, like, it's so good. I always get the same thing every time I go to Panera Bread. A turkey sandwich with nothing on it except for turkey, because I really can't eat anything else on the sandwich because it's all fresh stuff. And it's like on white bread, but the bread that they have at Panera Bread is just like so much better than like bread you buy at the store. It's like delicious. So I get that, and then I get chicken noodle soup. The Panera Bread chicken noodle soup is the best. And then I get kettle cooked chips. Oh, so good. Also, I get this tea. It's, what is it called? I don't even know what it's green. Papaya? Papaya, I think. It's papaya something. Guava. Guava! That's what it is. Guava something green tea. It's delicious. And I get that every time. And it's so good. And I never get tired of it. Thank God for Bronson. He's an angel. Yes, because he doesn't blow my vein out. And it's great. He's the greatest nurse ever. So, yeah. I get that. The soup is ridiculously salty, just the way you like it. See, 99.9% of the time, I really don't like overly sweet things or overly salty things because I'm like, ow, my tongue. But the soup is just so good. Like, you can't have it any other way. It's so good. So, yeah. That's what I get at Panera Bread every time. And if I don't get Panera Bread, I get Burger King, and I get French fries, orange Fanta soda, and an Impossible Whopper. Or chicken sticks. So good. It's delicious. Like, there's nothing better. It's better soaked up, sopped up, soaked up, sopped up, sopped up with the bread bowl. Man. So, yeah, that's what I get every time I go for my infusions. It's great. And I enjoy it a lot. That might have been one of Cody's better matches. I agree, Mr. Gleen. No stupid finish. Soup is different. It's gotta have salt, baguette, and broth. See, 99.9% of the time, I take Mr. G's bread that he gets with it because he pretty much always gets the same sandwich. And it's this, like, chicken salad, Chipotle chicken salad. That's what it is. And it has, like, arugula and stuff on it. And so he eats that, and he generally gets a baguette with it. And I generally take the baguette, and I eat that with my soup. And so, it's delicious. And I love it. She doesn't enjoy the infusion, just the after party. But see, I mean, I know, it's fine. It's great, you know. Keeps me fine, so I don't mind it. Oh, man. So, yeah, after I get my infusion, I'm pretty, like, hyped up and energetic. And, like, the last couple times, okay, it wasn't the last time or the time before, it was a couple times ago that I went to my infusion. And my brother, he works at that hospital and he's a food dude. I don't know what you call his job. But he works at the hospital that I go to, which is pretty cool because I get to see him every time I go. And he brings me my food while I sit there. So he came up one time and I don't even know what he said, but it was really, really funny. And I died laughing and it was hilarious because I feel like everybody was staring at me because I was like cackling sitting in this chair. It was like, I don't know, I was getting my infusion and I like have this infusion high and then it's like I'm dead by the end of the day. Like on the drive home I'm falling asleep because I have this like high of like being great and fine and I'm gonna laugh at everything because everything is then funny. And once I start laughing, I can't stop. And then after that, it's like, woo. And I get home and I can't watch the show and I just pass out. So it's fine. And then I'm like that for the next like 2 days. I'm like really tired. And then I'm fine again. It's just because I'm all worn out from getting my infusion, having all the meds pumped in. You're always loopy and then crash for the next 2-3 days. Yeah. There's been a couple times that we've been sitting there. I was watching The Office one time and it was really funny and I legit died laughing and I just like started cackling. And like I said, it felt like everybody was staring at me because they probably were because I probably looked like an idiot, but it was really funny. I feel like that's happened to me before, but not because of an infusion. It's like everything is just 10 times funnier. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm getting infused with my meds and it's just hilarious. Like everything. So oh man. So yeah, guys. Oh man. I'm surprised that I still have 10 people in here or 8 people in here because I'm no longer talking about wrestling and I'm just laughing at funny not jokes. So thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. If I can get to an hour and 20, that'd be great. I mean, an hour and 30 would be even better, but that's like another 10 minutes of sitting here talking about nothing. So, have a great night. Hope everything goes well. Thank you. What is a Griff Garrison? A jobber? He's a jobber. He's just an overqualified jobber. He gets a name. And he gets to, you know, hang out with the dudes. So, whatever. It's cool. MJF versus this dude is happening now on our TV. Yeah. It was decent. I enjoyed it. It was good. I mean, it was just a squash match, but it was better and a lot more well done than other squash matches. You're doing a good job, Miniam. It's interesting hearing about your experiences. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are being entertained. Because me laughing here at the hilarious things are great. The hilarious things that I have done. Because, you know. Oh, man. How many other funny stories? Let's see. I don't know. I don't even know. Normally you complain about jobber matches. I normally do complain about jobber matches because they suck. But this one is actually entertaining. Like, actually entertaining, you know? So, that's that, man. That is that. Oh, we could tell you about the first experience, but it would gross you out. See you on Friday night. Looking forward to seeing Dana. Bye, James. You need Zandel here for that. Yeah, man, he's got the best stories about, you know, being hit upside the head with a guitar and stuff. Dang, those are the best. Yeah, man, when I was diagnosed with Crohn's, that sucked. Sucked. Completely sucked. It was horrible. It was awful. Worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Never want to do that again. So, I take my meds. Like, I don't need to go through that again, because that would suck. It would be horrifically bad. Like, awful. Like, no. I'm good. AJ Styles. I wanted off Raw because I couldn't look at Paul Heyman. Hard to find someone who likes him. Well, what does this article say? Coming out of Talk and Shop Live over the weekend, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson revealed that Paul Heyman played a big part in their release. According to them, Heyman went to Vince and advocated for Gallows and Anderson to be released after initially saying that he had nothing to do with their release. Gallows and Anderson went on to bury Heyman, which he told them to do if he ever lied. They also said that AJ Styles found out Heyman had lied, and that's why he wanted off Raw. On his Twitch stream, Styles gave his side of what happened. It was said that I was so angry that Gallows and Anderson were released, so angry that I don't want to be on Raw anymore. That's not the way it all went down at all. It was the person who was in charge of Raw who had lied to me and my face, and yeah, they essentially just repeated themselves. Lied to me directly to my face. Talking about Paul Heyman. Basically, he said this to me. Here's the kicker. There were times we were putting other guys over. Gallows and Anderson are getting beat by one guy, and we're like, what the heck? He's like, you gotta trust me. We gotta get this guy over. And of course, that's what you do. You help guys get over. But also, you can't just bury us completely. I don't mind losing as long as there's a good story behind it. Jeez. He was like, listen, trust me, you guys. Trust me. If you ever think I do you wrong, you get on social media and you bury me. You bury me. He said this to us. It came down to Money in the Bank. I found out that my guys were getting released. I was upset. I wanted to go talk to Vince, but it's already in motion and it's already been done. Paul Heyman pulls me into his office and tells me he had nothing to do with it and knew nothing about it. If he knew Gallows and Anderson were getting released, he would have fought for them, and that's why he didn't tell, and that's why they didn't tell him that they were getting released. I said, okay, I appreciate that, and it makes a lot of sense. Oh my gosh. Eating? I'm like dying. Holy buckets, dude. And of course, one time I'm like choking. I have no water. We all saw him in Vince's office during Money in the Bank. Holy buckets, man. He continued saying it was later I was told by a friend and he told me what he knew, which is that Gallows and Anderson weren't on the list, but Paul Heyman spoke out abundantly, like we advocated to get him, or to get them released. Their name wasn't on the list until Paul Heyman brought it up. I think the reason why he did what he did, well, he's just a liar. I'm here to deliver. Oh, thank you. You saved my life, man. You saved my life. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Great water sounds. Holy buckets. I'm here. I'm back. My voice has regenerated. Blah, 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 blah. He's just a liar. But it's because he knew he had nothing he wanted to do with them. He didn't want to get them to the next level or do anything for them. The best way to do that after what he said was to get them out of there. What an awesome sibling you have there. Hero of the podcast. Yes, man. My brother, my bro, brought me water. Saved my life. Bendy cameo. Yes, man. He saved me. He's a man of few words. Okay, bye. Have a nice stream. He then goes on to say, the reason I went to SmackDown is because I couldn't stand looking at him. I can't stand a liar. I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. Why lie? I talked to a lot of guys about this situation. You wouldn't believe how many people that I work with despise this guy because of his lies. And he'd find ways to throw them under the bus when he screwed up. I heard this from several people. It's almost hard to find someone who likes him. I don't know this. I didn't know this. I assumed everyone liked him, and I was the only one. Vincent's a very smart man, and he can see through a lot of crap. And I think he saw what everybody knew. You've done some great things in the past, but you're not well liked here. Hit the bricks. The only person he can blame for this is himself. Just don't lie to people. That was a story from Fightful. You know, man, that sucks, because what Paul Heyman did for the show, I mean, he knew what he was doing. He knew how to write a good story and to get people talking about things, which is good, and that brings a nice, you know, element to the show, and that's kind of what you want. But you can't just be like a bold-faced liar and, you know, say all these things and do all this stuff that doesn't, like, it's not great, right? So, I don't know, man. That sucks. So, you know, it sucks that he's kind of doesn't have the best, you know, rap now. So, sounds like Heyman had a lot of heat on him. Yeah, it really does. Did you see this stuff about Gallows and Anderson with Triple H and, like, re-signing their contracts? I'd have to find that article, because that article, like, really, I was like, whoa. There was also something about the Saudi show, and they talked about their experience with, you know, everything that happened there, and I was just kind of like, whoa, you know? So. I'm gonna have to shoot. Great job, Manium. Well, thank you, man. Well, we can call this stream it, because we are nearly at 1 hour and 30 minutes. Another, like, 2 minutes on here, and then I'm gonna split, because we will have 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, yeah. So, essentially, what happened with the Anderson and Gallows thing is that something along the lines of they were going to sign with AEW, and they had it all set up. They were supposed to debut on the debut episode of Dynamite. Peace out, man. Talk to you later. They were supposed to debut on the debut Dynamite on TV, and they didn't end up doing that because they didn't sign with them. And they were really kicking themselves for it, and essentially when they were there working on that, you know, they were like, well, Triple H, he said something along the lines of, well, Anderson, you've got, you know, kids and stuff, and I can't always guarantee that AEW is going to be there, right? So I think you ought to do what's best for your family, man. And then they, like, fired him, you know, a couple months later. Like, that sucks. That's kind of terrible. And that sucks. So, like, ugh, this company sometimes, it really, they know how to, like, just, geez, you know? Blah. So, folks, I think that's it. I'm going to hit the bricks. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on tonight's stream. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching me talk about NXT and AEW by myself. Mr. Gleen and I will be back on... Are we going to be back on Friday? I think we're going to be back on Friday for SmackDown. So, yeah. Till then, peace out, folks.